Do I have oak doors? I think I do. Let's grab 2 oak doors. I don't think Mojang tests enough. I don't think they test their games because look, they're kind of relying on players to play the game and then report bugs, and then in the next update they fix the bugs. That kind of thing, I think they've expanded the scope of the game beyond the point where that is useful. I'm not sure if it still works, that approach. And of course, there's not actually enough room for a staircase here. Because you're not just testing for bugs, you're also testing for fun. You wanna test to see if the game is fun and playable, and that's not something that you can get. I mean, that's something that like it helps to get people's opinions. Like all your player base it's kind of helpful to get their opinions, but you can't rely on, let's say, people who are not professional game designers. You can't rely on them to give you useful feedback on whether or not the game is fun. Like you almost need statistical testing for that sort of stuff. Like you need to get a lot of people to play the game, and then you need to do statistics to, I didn't get my stone bricks. You need to do statistics to test whether or not the people are having fun, because you can't even rely on them to tell you if they're having fun or why they're having fun, because people don't always have the ability to express, whether or not they're enjoying themselves, or they're not always able to articulate why they're having fun. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you need to test. Like you need to set up an experiment and literally test your game on people. And yeah, it's like, and I think they've. I don't think Minecraft is managing the transition from indie to not indie very well, because like it started off as an indie game with an independent developer, the Notch making the game himself. But it's transitioned into something quite different now. It's transitioned into something that's played by millions of people. And I don't think they're coping. I don't think they're really doing a good job of handling that transition. Like they still have this old indie approach, which I feel is insufficient to handle the complexity of the game as it is today. Alright, let's put it that way. Let's articulate it that way. What kind of roof do I want? It's a massive, massive house. Look at that. The cobblestone is also really ugly. Oh well. Let's put some torches on the inside. I guess like that. That's a lot of torches. Put some glass on the inside. I think I need more glass. And then we do the roof. And again, we're just gonna leave the furniture for now. I mean, a game is, especially indie games typically are limited in scope. Like, you don't have an unlimited scope for a game. And, you know, the scope means how much stuff is in the game, right? But the way Minecraft is evolving, it's turning into this thing where there's unlimited scope because you just kind of add more and more features into it. And there's this feature creep, of course. You know, you eventually just, like, the feature list just gets bigger and bigger almost by itself without too much oversight. Like, there's no master plan, it just kind of creeps forward and accumulates more and more features over time. That's an issue. But you know, a lot of indie games, there's a limited scope. What's a good example? A game like Braid, for example, like there's a limited number of puzzles, there's a limited number of worlds, and you finish it and you finish it. When it's finished, it's finished. So with a project with an end, maybe we don't want to see that with Minecraft. I'm not saying we should do that for Minecraft. What I'm saying is that if that's the kind of game this is, then we need to be aware of that. And be aware that maybe the indie development model is not suitable. That maybe like an MMO development model is more suitable, because that's kind of what this game is. It's kind of, I mean, it's played by a lot of people, and people, you know, look forward to updates in much the same way that people do for an MMO, interestingly enough. So maybe that's how this game needs to be developed, like an MMO. Right? Because there's updates, there's content updates all the time. Or supposedly there is. And you know, you need a very short patching cycle, for example. You need to patch things rather quickly to deal with, you know, bugs and glitches and stuff that people find. So yeah, I mean, the game isn't... I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, what is it like? It's like Dota? I mean, Dota is not really an MMO, but it's multiplayer. It's persistently multiplayer. Like Dota or League of Legends, people like keep looking for updates and balance patches and new content. It's kind of like Diablo 3. You know, it's one of these games. It's kind of like, you know, Hearthstone. It's one of these games where you're constantly adding content to it. And even the funding model is kind of weird, because you buy the game once and you expect updates forever. Like, even the monetization model doesn't really fit the game. The way the game is conceptualized, it's like an indie game with a limited scope, and that's not what it is. That's not what Minecraft is. It doesn't have a limited scope, which is terrifying, to be honest, if you say it out loud. Okay, I need more spruce. Oops, what am I doing? I don't know if it's the game or if it's my mouse, but sometimes I think I've clicked and I haven't actually clicked. I think it's the game, I'm not sure. Alright, so this house is massive. It's gonna continue to become more massive. Well, I mean, the pay once, but you still get updates. I guess the Guild Wars model, or now the Elder Scrolls Online model, where you pay once. But those things, there's optional monetization. There's like, you can Elder Scrolls Online, it's got a mixed monetization model where you do actually have the opportunity to spend more money. You can buy cosmetic things, and you can buy kind of really not value, like not. You can buy potions, which is kind of like, why on earth would you do that? Like, potions are so easy to make in the game, you don't really use them anyway. But you can buy potions with real money if you want. I don't understand why they think that's a good idea anyway. But you can buy things like, costumes and horses and stuff like that. So it's kind of like there's a little bit of free to play. There's a little bit of, but you have to pay once at least to start the game, to buy the game. So it's got this kind of mixed monetization model, which is it a good idea or a bad idea? I don't know. But I think it's viable. I think it's possibly workable. I don't think it's bad. Oh crap! It's gonna block the front window. Unless I make it shorter. No, it's gonna be weird if it's too short. I don't know what I'm doing here. Alright, spruce stairs. It's either too tall or too short. Crap. Well, maybe I just put upside down stairs there. No, not upside down stairs. Actually, right way upstairs. There and there. Curious. Alright, so there's there's a fancy front door. There's a lot of windows though. Like, there's really big windows on all sides, which is kind of interesting. It's a stately manor. No furniture yet. I don't know if I'm ever gonna put furniture in. So there's like I guess we should make this a porch or something, but we didn't. So now it's just there's a weird thing outside the window. Never mind. I don't think that's a big deal. It's a little bit strange, but not so strange that we have to panic. Okay. Alright, so there you go. So there is that house. Let's just put some lights at the front door. I think I also want a little bit of fence around here, and then maybe some shrubs. So let's make even more cobblestone fences. I don't know, should Minecraft have DLC? No, don't. Actually, I take that back. I'm sorry I even suggested that. Given that the game can't even handle mods very well, I'm not gonna suggest DLC. This is gonna break everything. The game. Look, we need Minecraft 2. I honestly think we need Minecraft 2. Because there's a lot of stuff in the game that just... I don't think it was ever intended to become what it is now. And there's just a whole lot of stuff that doesn't quite work. Let's get rid of those. Change that to there and there. That's really fancy. That's really, really fancy. Okay, we need some smooth stone here, I think. Or stone bricks. Stone bricks. Where's my stone bricks? My DLC for Minecraft. No, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It may be. The thing is, No, because whatever your DLC is, it has to be worth the money. It has to be basically, in order for it to be worth the money, it has to be better than the mods that are being made already, which I don't see that happening. Because there's some pretty good mods for Minecraft. And those are free. Like, how can you sell things for money when it's not even as good as the stuff that people can get for free, right? So I don't think that's actually going to work. But just in terms of like a pricing model for the game, I don't know, maybe it's worth just thinking about, at least. I'm not even talking about my design, am I? I'm talking a little bit about my design. I'm kind of rambling about other things. Oh. Leaves. Where did my leaves come from? Here. Here. Alright, so we've built 3 houses. What are you looking at me for? Go make babies! Stupid villager. Alright, so we built 3 houses. They're pretty good, I think. In my personal opinion, I think they're fairly good. They're fairly good. I think they're very good. Alright. So, what else? Something distinctive. Let me just look at my design document. Shopkeeper. A modest house with several large sheds. I don't know how that's gonna work. The writer has a generic house in pastel colors. Oh, I need to harvest some wool for this. The diner and the mechanic, they live in a Spanish colonial style house. Oh, wait a minute. It's gonna be in here, according to my drawing. No, maybe I shouldn't do that. Cause see what I think I should do is make sure that we don't have the same house right next to each other. So if we have like 2 houses that are of a similar style, we should not have those 2 houses right next to each other, because then people are gonna get confused. So let me just make a list. The player's gonna live there. The abandoned house is back there. And then there's 2. What is this? The options are, there's a writer who lives in a generic house. There's the shopkeeper who lives also in a relatively generic house. So I think what I should do, in fact, is put the Spanish colonial one here, and then put the shopkeeper here. Actually no, put the Spanish colonial one here, because the shopkeeper one and the abandoned one are actually kind of similar. And then put the... Oh wait, who else do I have? The writer is also kind of generic, but in pastel colors. Actually no, maybe the writer there, because it's gonna be pastel colors. It's gonna be so weird. We're gonna use pink wool or something, or like light blue wool for the walls, I think. Is basically what we're gonna do. And maybe like jungle wood for the roof. It's gonna be so weird. Do I really want to do that? I guess I do. Okay, well that's gonna be a funny house.